All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. Pastor Dow here. Well, the ethnic cleansing, genocide is still going on over in that land, so-called Israel. And it's pretty bad. And so, but that's not the nature of this particular video right here. I'm being inundated by a lot of questions about why does myself and Pete Rambo different on this subject. Well, I'm going to say what Pastor Rufus just got finished saying. You said somebody's what?
Somebody lying.
Somebody lying.
Somebody got to be.
Somebody right.
Somebody's right. Somebody's wrong. Or both
Both
wrong.
are wrong.
Two people wrong. You both can't be right.
Both can't be right. And so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do, and I'm sure he's going to see this. Bro, Pete, I'll tell you what we do, man. Let's get online up here, man. And let's help Michael Israel to moderate this stuff right here. Or I can come to you or you can come to me. And let's talk about this subject in the open. And let's find out what the book has to say so that people won't be confused. Because y'all's not the author of confusion. And the truth is, Pastor Rufus is right. Somebody is right. Somebody is wrong. I believe and I know that I'm right and I believe you're wrong. And I'm willing to prove it by the scriptures and by history and documentation and first century sources to prove the point. And people need to hear this. So let's weigh in on this. Let's weigh in on this. And so that all of Israel can be edified. The real true Israel can be edified because they need to know. And they need to hear both of us speak on this. Just as much as we put out challenges to other people and stuff. So now here we are. Let's go ahead and get this out here and clear the air and to make sure that everybody can hear both sides of the story and get the truth of the matter. So as soon as I get back to Tennessee, I'm going to call you and hopefully everybody be ready to listen to this. We'll make it a premiere so nobody will miss it if it's going to materialize or not. All right? You think it's going to materialize?
Honestly, we'll see. It's fair. You're not making them come. You know, you say you can do it online.
Yeah.
You may be willing to do that. I hope so.
What do you think, Pastor?
Nope.
All right. We're here. Glory to the King. Still doesn't stop the fact. Now, I'm going to go ahead and speak to the people out here on YouTube now. Listen, those people are Gentiles, period. Yep. It just says it in Genesis chapter 10. They admit freely that they're Ashkenazis. And you go look under the sons of Japhet, they're Gentiles. The Messiah told us that Jerusalem is going to be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. You can see that in Luke 21. And that is what's going on. Jerusalem is trodden down of the Gentiles. And that their time has not yet been fulfilled. And it's going to be trodden down until the King comes. We're in exile to Yah. We're not to even be over there right now. The only time we're going to get back to that land is when the King brings us to that land. And of course, we're going to see how this materializes. But hey, them people are not the people of Yah, never have been the people of Yah. They have no genetic link with Abraham whatsoever at all. A lot of people don't in the earth. That's no big deal. But to set up there and masquerade and act like y'all the people of Yah and they never have been, as actually what it is replacement theology. It's replacement theology, and of course Christianity is familiar with that. They have actually been replacing the people of Yah. I mean, and you got to understand, like I said in the down hall the other day, the whole nations, all these nations are confederate in this. And the reason why that those Ashkenazi, Israeli, Khazars are over there in that land right now is because Great Britain and the United States didn't want them in their land. They didn't want them in America. They didn't want them in Britain. So they just went over and occupied and settled in that land over there and replaced the people that was there in that land. And they got the whole world duped and deceived with the help of pagan Christianity, thinking that these are the people of Yah. So when you read that book, and I'm talking about the whole of the scriptures, most of you are making a grave mistake in assuming that these are the people of the book is talking about. Y'all under a strong delusion, a sincere, strong delusion. And it's deep. And they got the whole world duped on it too, to sanction what they're doing. Oh yeah, and by the way, let me see this. This right here is a video. I'm sure y'all can see it, right? This is a video of the ancient Israelites that was in Jerusalem in 1920 before they got occupied by the colonizers that are over there in that land of Israel right now. Now notice, now y'all see the reason why NASA said that we can't accept you people, because how do you leave Jerusalem? black and come back white. Now, this is for sake of honoring the truth. Has nothing to do with so-called what like people like to make it out of. Well, color doesn't matter. No, except when it comes to honoring the truth, it does. For the sake of honoring the truth, it does, because to sit around and masquerade and act like that you're the people and you never have been the people, and then you get all of the people like Australia, South Africa, Great Britain, the United States, and Canada, the people that are ruling the world right now, they get out here, they have control of all the news media, all the news sources, and they put out all this propaganda, and they got the whole world turned upside down with lies and got y'all believing a fairy tale that is never, ever, ever gendered to any type of truth whatsoever at all. So when you look at these facts right here, you're going to have to deal with the color issue. You're going to have to deal with the color issue. There are people on this earth that got hair like wool that actually mimics the Messiah. There's a chosen people. Right now, they just happen to be scattered throughout this diaspora, the whole entire world. And according to the prophecies of the prophet, they're not coming back into that land until he brings us back into that land. So people can deceive you by saying that, you're going to pay for Israel to get back to the land on school buses and flights and everything else. It's all propaganda. It's all a lie. It's all deception. You know what the real problem is, right? And I'm going to say it and people don't want to hear it. The prophet in Zechariah chapter 8, verse 23 clearly says this, that if many of you people out there are going to be redeemed, saved, you need to grab a hold of the skirt of a real Yehudim. And a lot of these people, they're racist. They would never do that. They would never yield to a melanated people after they have trampled down and stomped down and enslaved them, committed all type of atrocities against them. And most people know that we're the real true Israelites, but they ain't going to never admit that, because then they have to admit that they're wrong. And the genocide, the ethnic cleansing, all the atrocities that has gone on in this world, they have to own up to it. And they're not going to own up to it. And this is just a straight up truth. And hopefully that myself and Pete Rambo can have this vigorous discussion, because it will be extremely vigorous, because I'm going to be extremely raw in this discussion. And even if he doesn't do the discussion, I'm still going to be raw with it regardless. I'm still going to bring out the unadulterated, uncompromising truth, because that's the reason why we're here. We're here for sake of honoring the truth, because the truth is what sets people free. The lie is no longer going to be. And of course, I hope that many of you don't take off on that thing and go over there to the altar and tell Dan and confess your sins of your fathers and yourself right there, because that is just nothing but just satanic, old Norse, Greek, Saxon, Gaul, paganism. That's just all it is, period, point blank. Now, I know I said a lot of sharp things right here, so let's go ahead and let iron sharpen iron. Shalom, shalom, the king is coming.